I want you to sit with this question for a moment. Not the version of you the world told you to be, not the roles you were given, daughter, mother, sister, wife, professional. Not the image you see in the mirror shaped by society's changing standards. I'm asking about the real you, the essence of you, because real beauty, divine beauty, is not something on the outside. It's a frequency, a vibration, a presence. It's when a woman walks into a room and the energy shifts simply because she's there. It's wisdom, grace, and love shining from within. Science tells us that our thoughts shape our reality, that our emotions create fields of energy that reach far beyond our bodies. So imagine what happens when a woman fully steps into her highest self, when her heart and mind line up with the true nature of her soul. Today, we're going to uncover 10 divine qualities that shape a truly beautiful woman, not just physically, but energetically, spiritually, and emotionally. And as we explore these qualities, I want you to do more than listen. I want you to feel them, to try them on, to step closer to the woman you were always meant to be. Are you ready? Let's begin. Radiant self-love is at the center of every truly beautiful woman. It's not about vanity or arrogance. It's about deep acceptance, a real connection to your own worth, a steady sense of who you are. It's the moment you look in the mirror and see more than the surface. You see the soul behind the face. A woman who carries radiant self. Love doesn't look for constant approval because she knows her value is built in. She doesn't measure her worth by opinions, comparisons, or trends. She measures it by how close she is to her truth. From the moment we're born, we're taught to ask for approval. As little girls, we're praised when we act a certain way, look a certain way, fit into what others want. Over time, we start to believe love has conditions. We think we must mold ourselves into something specific to be accepted. This creates a break inside us, a separation from our real essence. And many women grow up feeling not enough, unless they match outside images of beauty or success. But true self-love is about breaking out of those old shapes. It's peeling away the illusions and returning to who we really are. It's standing strong in our uniqueness and embracing every part of ourselves. The imperfections, the flaws, the scars, the shadows. A woman who carries self-love gives off a natural confidence that isn't loud or forced. She doesn't prove herself. She doesn't ask for permission to exist as she is. When she enters a room, she owns her space. Not because she's trying to be seen, but because she's grounded in herself. She knows her energy is her real beauty, and the more she feeds her inner world, the more magnetic she becomes. This magnetism isn't about features. It's about how people feel when they're around her. When a woman truly loves herself, she gives others the courage to love themselves too. She becomes a quiet light, a reminder that self-love isn't selfish. It's necessary. The path to radiant self-love isn't always smooth. It asks us to unlearn years of doubt, to question old stories, to heal wounds we may have ignored for a long time. It means shifting the inner voice from criticism to compassion, from judgment to acceptance. Instead of looking in the mirror and finding what's wrong, it becomes celebrating what already is. Instead of searching for love outside, it becomes choosing to be the source of love within. This transformation happens in small choices. Speaking kindly to yourself, setting boundaries that protect your peace, caring for yourself without guilt, honoring what you need without shame. And there is a certain glow that comes from a woman who does this work. She doesn't shrink to keep others comfortable. She doesn't stretch herself thin to earn approval. She knows she is enough as she is. And that truth gives her a soft but powerful presence. She isn't afraid of being alone because she likes her own company. She doesn't chase love because she knows the love she gives herself becomes the standard for every relationship. This kind of self-love creates ripple effects. It changes relationships, opportunities, and the energy around her. When a woman truly embodies self-love, she stops settling for less than she deserves. She attracts people and experiences that match her highest self. She no longer accepts disrespect, dishonesty, or anything that ignores her worth. She no longer depends on outside validation because she already feels full inside. She understands self-love is not a final destination. It's a practice. A daily choice to stand with yourself again and again. A truly beautiful woman carries a kind of grace that reaches far beyond the physical. You can feel her presence the moment she enters a room, not because she demands attention, but because she holds a deep sense of calm, confidence, and truth. Graceful presence isn't about perfection. It's the ability to move through life with steadiness, even in hard moments. It's a quiet strength that speaks louder than anything she could say. It's a way of moving in the world that reflects inner balance and self-awareness. From a young age, many women are told to fit in, to follow the rules, to find worth in achievements or approval. But a woman with graceful presence doesn't chase any of that. She simply is. She doesn't rush to prove herself. She doesn't exhaust herself trying to be liked. She trusts her own essence. She knows her energy is enough. This presence grows from deep self-acceptance, emotional understanding, and the knowing that true beauty comes from the inside. Graceful presence begins with mindfulness. A woman who carries this quality is fully here in the moment. She listens with her whole attention, speaks with intention, and chooses how she responds instead of reacting on impulse. She doesn't let the outside world decide how she feels inside. Even when there is tension or difficulty, she stays steady. She chooses wisdom over quick reactions, kindness over defense, and understanding over judgment. Her energy is calm but strong, gentle yet unwavering. She doesn't need to raise her voice to be heard, and she doesn't need to take over a conversation to matter. She knows real influence comes from presence, not pressure. This kind of grace grows from inner work, from learning how to release old wounds, from letting go of resentment and fear. It is the practice of emotional self-mastery, knowing when to speak and when silence speaks louder, when to stand firm and when to soften. A graceful woman doesn't hold on to bitterness. She knows forgiveness isn't about freeing someone else. It's about freeing herself. She doesn't carry grudges because she understands that negativity only disrupts her own peace. She moves through life with a quiet trust, believing everything is unfolding in its own time. A woman with graceful presence is aware of the energy she brings into a room. She doesn't drain others with constant negativity or gossip. She lifts people up. She inspires. She creates a space where others feel safe, seen, and appreciated. She knows the power in her words, so she chooses them with care. She makes sure her actions match the woman she wants to be. She isn't pushed around by temporary emotions or the noise of the world. She stands rooted, radiating a peace that is both rare and captivating. This kind of presence can't be faked. It grows from self-love, self-respect, and a deep connection to her own truth. A woman with this presence doesn't chase, beg, or force anything to happen. She understands that what belongs in her life will align naturally. That's why she carries a quiet confidence that draws others in. She trusts timing. She trusts the path. She trusts that what she desires will come in the right way, at the right moment. She doesn't rush. She doesn't push. She simply flows. A truly beautiful woman carries a heart that shines with warmth, kindness, and understanding. Her beauty isn't just something you see, it's something you feel. She moves through the world wanting to support, uplift, and care for others. Compassion isn't an occasional choice for her, it's part of who she is. She doesn't only love the easy people. She offers grace even to those who struggle, because she knows everyone is walking through a story that others may not see. A compassionate woman listens not just to words, but to what someone feels beneath them, the silence, the hesitation, the unseen weight. She doesn't judge quickly because she knows every person is fighting a battle that isn't always visible. Instead of reacting or holding on to hurt, she chooses empathy. She doesn't try to control or fix others. She gives them room to be fully themselves. This ability to understand without demanding anything in return makes her presence deeply comforting. Compassion is strength, not weakness. The world often tells women that being gentle means being fragile, but real compassion requires deep courage. A compassionate woman refuses to let the world make her hard. She doesn't let disappointment turn her cold or pain turn her unkind. She turns her wounds into wisdom, using them to grow her understanding. She knows love is powerful, so she chooses to live in a way that reflects that truth. Her compassion reaches beyond her personal circle. She cares about people she may never meet. She notices suffering instead of looking away. Whether through small acts or bigger gestures, she tries to make the world a little softer. She knows even a single kind moment can change someone's day. A smile, a gentle word, a moment of patience in a world that often feels rushed. But a woman with a compassionate heart also knows balance. She understands she cannot give endlessly without caring for herself. She doesn't drain herself trying to please everyone. She knows compassion includes compassion for her own well-being. She sets boundaries with love because she knows she can serve better when she is whole. She avoids being taken advantage of by people who only take and never give. People feel safe with her. They feel valued. They feel seen. With her, there's no need for masks or pretending. She looks past mistakes, past defenses, past the armor people wear. She knows every human carries a longing to be understood. And she offers love freely, not as a trade, but as a gift. By giving love, she becomes love. A beautiful woman also walks with a deep and steady faith. Not only faith in something greater, but faith in herself, her path, and the timing of her life. She doesn't live in fear or doubt because she knows she is supported in ways she cannot always see. Her faith isn't blind. It's grounded in trust and surrender. She knows that even when life doesn't unfold the way she imagined, it is still shaping something meaningful for her. She doesn't waste energy on what she cannot control. Instead, she aligns herself with the flow of life. She recognizes that every challenge carries a lesson, and every setback prepares her for what's coming. This faith gives her a presence that feels calm and steady. She doesn't chase outcomes or try to force things. What is meant for her will come. What isn't will fade. That truth lets her move through life with peace. She doesn't get stuck in doubt or question herself endlessly. She listens to her intuition. She follows the soft guidance of her heart. She steps toward her dreams even when she can't see the whole path. In uncertainty, she stands firm because she knows she's never walking alone. A woman with unwavering faith isn't afraid of failure. She understands failure is just another step on the way forward. She doesn't let rejection or disappointment define her worth. She sees them as redirection, signs that something better is on its way. She doesn't let fear of the unknown hold her back. She embraces change because she knows every season of her life brings new possibilities. Her faith is the reason she can stay peaceful when life feels loud. While others may crumble under pressure, she remains anchored. She trusts that delays have purpose, challenges have lessons, and even difficulties carry hidden blessings. She doesn't resist her life, she leans into it. She asks, "What is this teaching me? How is this shaping me for what I asked for?" Her faith affects everyone around her. People feel it. She encourages others to trust more, fear less, and believe in what's possible. She reminds them they are guided to and stronger than they think. She doesn't push her beliefs on anyone. She leads by the way she lives, showing that faith isn't only spoken, it is practiced. A woman with unshakable faith doesn't lose herself in adversity. She doesn't let temporary circumstances control her inner world. She knows everything is coming together exactly as it should, even when she doesn't yet see the full picture. Yet, because of this, she moves through life without fear. She stays relentless in her dreams and unstoppable in her purpose. She becomes a living reminder of what trust can do, what surrender can create, and the beauty that comes from believing in something beyond what the eyes can see. A truly beautiful woman is unapologetically herself. She doesn't shrink to fit into what society expects. And she doesn't shape herself to be more likable, acceptable, or easier for others to digest. She walks through life knowing her greatest strength is her authenticity. She knows the world doesn't need another copy. It needs her exactly as she is. Her presence draws people in because she carries truth, and truth is naturally magnetic. From a young age, many women are taught to hide parts of themselves. Be quieter, be softer, be agreeable so others approve. But a woman who carries this kind of authentic power refuses to live under the weight of other people's expectations. She doesn't apologize for being bold. She doesn't apologize for having opinions or taking up space. She doesn't feel the need to pretend or perform just to blend in. Instead, she honors her own essence, knowing she was created uniquely for a purpose. Authenticity isn't about perfection. It's about embracing your flaws, quirks, and imperfections without shame. A woman who is truly authentic doesn't wear a mask to impress anyone. She doesn't pretend to be something she's not in order to be accepted. She understands that real connection happens when she lets herself be seen. Raw, honest, unfiltered. She doesn't fear vulnerability because she knows that in her openness, others find the courage to open too. Her magnetism comes from standing in her truth without wavering. She isn't easily pushed around by trends, pressure, or outside voices telling her who she should be. She is guided by her own values, her intuition, her inner wisdom. She chooses what aligns with her soul, not with what is popular. She speaks her truth with confidence, but with kindness, knowing authenticity doesn't require cruelty. It simply requires honesty that comes from love and integrity. A woman with this kind of authenticity is deeply connected to herself. She knows what she loves, what she wants, and what fuels her spirit. She doesn't follow the crowd blindly, she creates her own path. She doesn't need validation to feel worthy, because she gives that to herself first. This inner alignment creates an energy people can feel. They sense she's not acting, not hiding, not pretending. And in a world where so many hide behind masks, that honesty is rare, her relationships run deeper because they are built on truth, not convenience. She doesn't settle for shallow connections or friendships that exist only on the surface. She attracts people who feel aligned with her real self. People who value her for who she is, not for what they want her to be. She isn't afraid to walk away from situations that require her to become someone she's not. She knows that when she stays true to herself, the right people and the right opportunities naturally come her way. Her presence reminds others that they, too, can be themselves without fear. She gives others silent permission to drop their masks, to embrace their uniqueness, to walk in their own truth. She doesn't compete or compare because she understands her only job is to be the best version of herself. And by doing that, she inspires others to rise in their own way. Her authenticity becomes a gift to the world, a light that helps others shine just as brightly. A truly beautiful woman vibrates at a frequency of joy, gratitude, and abundance. Her energy isn't controlled by what happens outside of her. It comes from a deeper place within. She understands that everything, every thought, every emotion, every moment, carries a vibration, and she chooses to lift hers higher. She doesn't let negativity, fear, or doubt take her over because she knows her energy shapes her reality. She builds an aura that uplifts, inspires, and transforms the spaces she enters. Her elevated energy isn't fake positivity or pretending life is perfect. It is resilience. It is choosing to find light even when life feels dark. She doesn't hide her emotions or deny hard moments, but she doesn't stay in low energy for long. She processes, she learns, and she rises. She chooses thoughts that strengthen her, words that heal, and actions that reflect her higher self. She knows her inner world creates her outer world, so she takes care of it with intention. A woman with elevated energy is careful about what she allows in. She doesn't get pulled into gossip drama or environments that drain her. She surrounds herself with people who spark growth, people who lift her, people who challenge her to evolve. She pays attention to what she consumes: food, media, conversations, because everything she lets in becomes a part of her vibration. She moves through life with the awareness that her energy is her responsibility, and she protects it fiercely. This elevated energy is what makes her presence magnetic. People feel good around her, not because she tries to impress them, but because her energy is clean, aligned, and overflowing. She doesn't need attention. Her light naturally draws people in. She doesn't chase connection. She attracts it. She doesn't chase opportunities. They come to her because she moves in harmony with abundance. Her elevated energy helps her manifest easily. She doesn't act from fear or scarcity, but from trust. Trust that what she desires is already making its way to her. She knows the universe responds to her vibration, so she aligns with what she wants to receive. She feels love before love arrives. She feels success before success shows up. She feels joy before anything outside of her gives her a reason to be joyful. She becomes the energy of what she wants. And because of that, she receives it. Her energy is also healing. She becomes calm in chaos, light in dark places. She doesn't react emotionally to every small thing or let tiny disruptions steal her peace. She meets life with grace, knowing her energy is sacred. She understands she can shift any moment by shifting herself first. She radiates love, not because she wants something in return, but because love is her natural state. A woman who vibrates at this level doesn't stay stuck in fear or doubt. She knows her energy is too precious to waste on anything that doesn't serve her higher good. She walks with confidence, peace, and an unshakable sense of purpose. She doesn't wait for life to give her reasons to feel good. She decides to feel good first. And because of that choice, everything her soul longs for finds its way to her. A truly beautiful woman isn't defined by how she looks. She is defined by the qualities she lives out every day. She radiates self-love. She moves with quiet strength. She leads with a gentle heart. She stands in unshakable faith. She expresses herself with honest, magnetic presence. She vibrates at a level that changes the energy of every room she enters. She isn't limited by society's expectations, and she doesn't chase validation. She is rooted in her own truth, aligned with her purpose, guided by the wisdom inside her. Her beauty doesn't fade because it isn't tied to age or status. It lives inside her. It shines from within, untouched by other people's opinions. She understands her